Okay, so revision for this video 4, is actually the Unit 4 weekly test content, and we are looking at having a conversation with a waiter where we are booking a table or going to a restaurant and asking for a table. So here we go. This one worked out actually as a dice game for you in class. But I'm going to tell you what I want. We're actually going to do a little bit of speaking. I'm going to read the one part, and then you are going to attempt to ignore everybody else in the room and have a go at reading the second part, okay? So if you open your books to this page, I'll leave space at the front. Here we go. So I'm going to go with Restaurant Wood. How can I help you? So I'm going to say, Restaurant Holz, wie kann ich Ihnen helfen? I'd like you to ask to reserve a table. That's it. Ich möchte einen Tisch reservieren. Okay, and then I'm going to say, kein Problem. So then I'd like you to ask whether you have a table for 2 at 6 o'clock. Okay, that's right. Come up here, and then you need to say, haben Sie einen Tisch für 2, not 4, Personen 6 Uhr? Lovely. And I'm going to say, es tut mir leid. I'm really sorry. Das geht nicht. So I just don't have that. Okay, now what I'd like you to do is to say, well, is it possible at, let's just say 7 o'clock? Okay, so to do that, you'd say, geht das and then instead of either of the halbs, you'd say 7 Uhr, 7 Uhr. And I'm going to say, ja, das geht, because I want you to have your table. Wie heißen Sie? So I'm asking you for your name. So I'd like you to say, I'm called Mr. Smith. That's it. Ich heiße Herr Schmidt. And then I'm going to ask you whether you'd like to sit inside or outside. So I'm going to say, möchten Sie drinnen oder draußen sitzen? And I would like you to say, inside, please. Drinnen, bitte. Well done. Okay, we're going to run through it again, and I'm going to choose slightly different options just to have a little bit of practice. So here we go. I'm going to say, Restaurant Holz, was kann ich für Sie tun? And I would like you to say, have you got a free table? That's it. Haben Sie einen Tisch frei? And then I'm going to say, for how many people? Für wie viele Personen? And I would like you to say, do you have a table for, how many should we go for? Let's go for one that's here. Do we have a table for 4 at 8 o'clock? And you'll say, haben Sie einen Tisch für 4 Personen 8 Uhr? Beautiful. Okay, then I'm going to say, leider nicht 8 Uhr. Unfortunately not at 8 o'clock. So I'd like you to ask whether it's possible at 7:30. So you'll say, geht das 7:30? Okay, so remember that 7:30 is 7:30. And I'm going to say, das ist möglich. Wie heißen Sie? So that is possible. What is your name? And I'd like you to say, my name is Mr. Smith. That's it. My Name is Schmidt. Okay, and then I'm going to ask you whether you'd like to sit at the window. Möchten Sie am Fenster sitzen? And I'd like you to say, yes, by the window, please. So ja, am Fenster bitte. Okay, well done. Right, to practice this a little bit more, I'm going to ask you to do a translation. Now, the translation is going to alter these a little bit more than anything we've done so far. So you're going to have to concentrate on the extra language that we're looking at. Well, let me bear with me while I open my pad. Okay, here we go. So everything is going to be based on this, all right? So make sure that you've got this next to you. So in your book, make sure that you write your date, okay? So I know that I am leaving this for Freitag, den 13. Januar 2023. If this has been left to you, or if I've left this for you on a different date, who knows, I might come back and use this in years to come. Then just make sure that you write your date neatly. Okay? Right, and then your title is going to be reserving a table. Because it's nice to have it in English, because you can come back. It's really easy then to find out what you did on that day. So reserving a table. Okay, here we go. Right, so I would like you to say, let's have a look. A is going to be restaurant would. Actually, let's go restaurant Wiseman. Hey, good evening. Okay, and then B is going to ask, going to say that they would like to reserve a table. So I would like to reserve a table. Okay, and then A is going to say, right, two things. No problem for how many people? Okay, so no problem for how many people? Okay, and then B is going to say, I would like a table for 4 at 7:30. I would like a table for 4 at 7:30. We can write our numbers there. Okay, but unfortunately, that's not quite going to be possible. So we're going to have to say, I'm sorry, that's not possible. Okay, and then B, you're going to have to ask then, okay, if it's not possible at 8:30, shall we say, is it possible at 7:00? So remember that from the first little practice that we did. Okay, and then we're going to say, of course, what are you called? And then we'll go with, I'm called, or we can still do Mr. Schmidt if you want. Let's go, I am called Mr. Schmidt. So I'm called Mr. Smith. And then you're going to be asked, which shall we do? Would you like to sit by the window? Okay, and you are going to say, yes, by the window, please. Gone straight into the German. I was going to write yeah, wasn't I? So, yes. By the window, please. Okay. Right, so you should have that written out in English. So what you're now going to need to do is to pause the video while you use the sentence builder to translate it into German. Okay, once you've done it, you think you've got it right, grab your purple pens and press play again and we'll correct it together. Okay. Right, so here we go. So we need Restaurant Wiseman, good evening. So, Restaurant Weismann, because we'll go on German. Good evening, guten Abend. Okay, and you're going to say, I would like to reserve a table. So, ich möchte. Right. Make sure that you've spelled einen with that extra en and that you've put your capital letter on Tisch. And check your spelling very carefully of reservieren, especially that IE. Okay? No problem for how many people. So kein Problem, capital P on that Problem. Correct it with your purple pen if you haven't done it. Für wie viele Personen, capital P on that Personen. Excellent. Okay. Then B is going to say, I would like a table for 4 at 7:30. So I would like, ich möchte einen Tisch für 4 Personen. And 7:30. So remember that 7:30 is half to 8. So you're going to say 7:30. Good. Okay, I'm sorry that's not possible. So we need es tut mir leid. 4 words, but that's how we say I'm sorry in German. Es tut mir leid. Das geht nicht. That just doesn't go. So that's not possible. Das geht nicht, doesn't work, doesn't go. It is not possible. Okay, is it possible at 7 o'clock? So again, geht das 7 and then Uhr, capital U. Excellent, okay. Of course, what are you called? So of course, it's just naturally. So you're going to say natürlich. And then, what are you called? Wie heißen Sie? Make sure put your SZ written and your nice capital S on Z. So, wie heißen Sie? And you're going to say, you're Mr. Schmidt again, aren't you? So, ich heiße, is your SZ again, and then Herr Schmidt. Okay, and then your question was, would you like to sit by the window? So, möchten Sie, capital S, am Fenster, capital F, sitzen? Would you like to sit by the window? And the answer was, oh, yes, by the window, please. So you want, yeah, Fenster. Bitte. Excellent. Okay, make sure it's all corrected. Any mistakes are sorted out in purple pen. And that's all for this video. Well done.